prove who arranged that the trap. Amir asked the questions Malik feared most. He wanted to know whenever she helped Yusuf because she still loved Amir or because she wanted revenge. Malik said about the reason were part of fear. She loved him, but their love became mixed with pride and anger. She should not accept that he no longer trusted her. Instead of repairing that the damage honesty, she tried to control his choices. She says she now understands that love without respect becomes another form of the selfless. Amir remains silent. Malik tells him she is not asking for the forgiveness. She only wants to stop only Yusuf before someone else is hurt. Amir says Hassan may die because people trusted his life like a piece in her private war. Malik lowered her voice, eyes and says she now. Amir tells her that knowing is not enough. She will need to speak to the police and accept that the result of her action. Malik agrees even though fear across her face before they can continue. The light around the field suddenly go out. The crowd become confused. Several vehicles block the street, preventing people from leaving easily. Men wearing dark clothes entered at the donation area. Their goal is scared. They want to steal the money collected for Hassan. Many panic as the separated try to protect their children. Amir immediately suspends Yusuf, but he cannot see him in the darkness. Edward turned toward the donation table. Tariq also moved toward the crowd, trying to identify their tractor. Nas protect the bag containing the record and the bank document. One man grabbed her hand, but Malik hit him, and with the metal box, the tractor fell and Nas escaped. Malik tells Nas to take the documents somewhere safe. Nas is surprised that the Malik helped her. If there is no time to ask questions, Amir catches another tractor near the field interiors. He demanded to know who sent him, but the man refused to answer. A fight began. Amir is already exhausted from the match, yet anger gave him strength enough that the man does not stop himself from serious injury. He remembered his promise not to become like Yusuf. Insists he hold their tractor until residents arrive to help. Sadhu sees somewhere crying one of the main money boxes toward a car. He ran after him and jumped onto the back of the vehicle. Much showed to him formed the trust, but Sadhu refused. The car sped through the narrow street with Sadhu holding tightly to the roof roll. Mile fired a motorcycle and followed the dangerous case move away from the football field and deeper into the city. At the event, emergency lights are turned on. Tariq discovered that the electrical strings are deliberately damaged. He tells Amir the tractor was planned by someone who understood exactly where the money would be stored. Amir looked toward Malaysia and she did not tell about the arrangement. Nas said information was the share only because of the public event, so anyone could have studied the locations. Amir believed Malik for the moment, but trusted remained difficult. Yusuf watched that the choice from his car with genuine surprise. He ordered no attack. He called one of his men and asked what is happening. The man said Ghalib sent another team to collect the donation. Usually his father is responsible. Ghalib did not reply want to stop Amir. He wanted to remove the money so Amir would be forced to accept his contract. Yusuf felt disturbed through his one action created the situation for the first time. He clearly see that the Ghalib is willing to let Hassan die for control. Yusuf called Ghalib and demanded that he control stop the man. Ghalib asked why Yusuf suddenly care about Hassan. Yusuf says selling that family in front of the camera will destroy them. Ghalib calmly replied that the camera lost power because they are tracked and then the woman will disappear without evidence. He tells Yusuf to remain silent unless he wants to lose everything. Last look at the field and see Nas helping a frightened child. He also sees a protected resident instead of the revenge, sometimes changing in him through it is not to make him a good man. Sadhu choices and near an abandoned history, the car stopped and several men pulled him from the roof. Man arrived on the motorcycle but stay hidden. A tractor at the present. He called Amir and shared his location. Sadhu is taken inside the factory with the stolen money. the man and his hand and tell him to he should have allowed them to leave. Sadhu laughed it and says the uncle does not give up it money so easily. One tractor hit him and damaged at the location of the other donation boxes. Sadhu said that can break every bone in the body, but he will not help that they steal from Hassan. The man say Hassan is almost that anything. Sadhu anger explored, but he hand at the toy. He threw himself forward and knowing the man into a table. Two others beat him until he fell. Even then, he continued insulting them, refusing to show fear. Mert entered at the history through a broken side window. He sent Amir a live location and began searching for Shadow. He found that the car with the donation box but released the key are missing. In sales of trying to move the vehicle, he take photograph of the license plate and the man he recognized one tractor from Ghalib warehouse. This connection could family provide evidence against Ghalib. Amir, Tariq and the civil trusty neighborhood man toward the factory. Naz wanted to go with them, but Amir asked her to remain at the field and protect the family. Naz refuses at first, saying she is tired of being treated like someone who man be left behind. Amir explained that he is not questioning her the courage. He need a person he trade tour guide at the remaining fund and contract the police not accept because he understand that the responsibility is important. Malik offered to guide Amir through that the victory because she won't follow usage there. Amir asked why Nazir look her to such a place. Malik said it was use of secret meeting and storing goods. Tariq became interested and asked with her. She said document of the weapons. Malik said she said salad box and computer but did not know that they contained. Tariq believed that the building may connect to Ghalib hidden business network. Approaching the factory without highlight. Amir wanted to wait for the police, but the message from Mercedes Sadhu is being badly beaten. Tariq warned Amir that rushing inside may lead them into the trap. Amir answered that will not be leave Sadhu alone. Tariq agreed to enter from another side while the neighborhood man wished that the assist. Inside Sadhu her tractor answering a phone. Their tractor said that the money will be moved to the warehouse before sunrise. He also mentioned Ghalib's name. She realizes that the trust is finally being spoken openly. He secretly activated the audio recording on his watch. A cheap device might give him as a joke. He tried to keep the man talking by asking how much Gali paid them to steal from sick people. One man tell him Gali pay enough to make Austin disappear. Mud reaches Sadhu's room and creates a distraction by throwing a metal pipe across the corridor. One to a tractor leave to investigate. Mud enters Sadhu's robe. Sadhu can barely stand, but he insists on helping recover that the donation board must be serving is more important. Sadhu answered that the money is Hassan changing to the survive. They moved toward that the vehicle together. Amir and the Malik entered through the maintenance tunnel. This space is dark and the narrow. Malik began to panic because she remembered being trapped there because one of the users hurried. Amir tell her to control her breathing, despite everything she confused. He does not abandon her. Malik realizes this is the difference between Amir and the user. Amir may never love or trust her again, but he still refuses to use another person's fear as a weapon. They reached the main storeroom and discovered boxes filled with medical products, electronics, and the false company document. Malik pointed toward an office where financial record may be stored. Amir said they come for the Sadhu notes to investigate the whole organization. Malik replied that the record may reveal where Ghalib hid his money. Amir takes photograph but does not touch anything, knowing that the evidence must be handled legally. Suddenly, Yuze entered the factory from the front. Their tractor surprised to see him. He ordered them to release Sadhu and return that the donation. Their leader said that they ordered from the Ghalib, not from him. User releases a gun but does not point it directly at anyone. He says Gali will blame one. The police arrive. The laughter languishes and tell User that Gali boldly considers his son has a problem. User faces show pain. His entire life has been built around winning his father's approval. Yet Ghalib see him as another tool. The conversation become dangerous. Amir here used a voice and moved toward the front room. Malik tried to stop him, worried that the user may shoot. Amir says Sadhu and Marka somewhere nearby. He cannot wait when he entered. User turned with the gun. For once 10 seconds, the two reveal face each other. Amir asks with her user arrange that they attract. User say no, but Amir does not believe him. User tells the attractor again to leave the money. Their leader suddenly moved toward him. The gun fell during that they struggle and slide across the floor. Amir reaches it first. Everyone freezes. The leader tells Amir to show at user and end their war. Amir look at the user, remembering that the harmony, the light, the drug and art, the pain. User believes Amir may finally kill him. Instead, Amir moves the ammunition and throws that the empty weapon aside. He says User is not born becoming a murderer. The leader tractor Amir and a large fight began. Tariq entered from another door and helped. Mert and Sadhu appeared near the car. Malik used that the emergency alarm to create noise outside. The neighborhood man blocked the tractor who tried to escape. Police stayed approaches, Nas contacted them and sharing Mert live location, photograph and the license plate information. The attractor relief, but they are the trap. Some sounder when other run toward at the back. One man set fire to the pile of the document to destroy evidence. Flames spread quickly through the dry factory material. Smoke filled the burning, turning the issue into another fight for survival. Amir reaches Sadhu and the places around him. I try to remove that detonation box, but it is too heavy. Sadhu tells them to leave it and saves themselves. Amir refuses to leave Hassan chained. After coming so far, Tariq finds a small vehicle used to move factory goods. Do rode the bags on it and pushed it toward that the excess burning material fell from the ceiling behind them. Malik becomes separated from the group. She returned to the office to take the hard drive containing Ghalib because smoke blocked the recorder. And she collapsed near the door. Users see her throw at the frame. He could leave safety, but he remembered every time Malik beside him, even for selfish reason. He covered his face and back. He lifted her from the floor and carries her toward the exit. Amir sees Yuze has bringing Malik out of the smoke for a moment. Their eyes meet. Amir is surprised because Yuze risks his life to save while Yuze places Malik on the ground and asks with her she is breathing. She caught and opened her eyes when she realizes Yuze save her. She is confused. Amir tells her not to imagine that he is changing everything. Malik replied that one right action does not erase many wrong ones, but it proves he still has a choice. The police arrest the tractor. The leader tried to any connection to the Ghalib. But Sadhu releases that the recording on his watch might also show that the photograph and the message. Tariq tells the officer about the legal good inside that the factory. The fire has destroyed some recorder, but Malik managed to save the hard drive. She gives it to the lead investigator and says she is ready to make the complete statement. User attempt to leave because the police questions him. Amir blocks his part. He asks again with her user burn Hassan treatment money. The user does not answer directly. Amir says silence is an answer. She tells user that the Hassan may die because of him. User replied that the Ghalib has harmed more people than Amir understands. Amir says user cannot hide behind his father. Every person is responsible for the choices he makes. User asks whether Amir believes he is different. He behind Amir that the anger has also controlled him. Amir admits he had made mistake, but he is trying to stop the damage. Instead of creating more. User says trying does not make Amir innocent. Amir answered that he is never claimed to be innocent. He only that the person may decide what to do. After saying that the dress user looked toward the people, police, Malik and the burning factory. He his next decision may determine whenever he remained Ghalib. Son of become his one person. Before the police can approach one of the Ghalib car arrive, a lawyer step out and say use is required at the station only if there is formal evidence against him. The lawyer quickly guided him away. Amir want to stop them. But Tariq says they could allow that the legal process to continue. They now have the witness recording and the hard drive. Acting voluntary would only have Gali. The stolen donation box is returned to the neighborhood when Nas checked at the contact. She discovered that the part of the chase is missing and a tractor must have removed it before reaching that the factory. They are still below the medical target and sunrise is closed. The celebration is gone. Everyone is injured and covered in smoke, yet no one is willing to quiet. Tariq take Amir aside and they revealed that he sent that the donation. The money was removed because Gali discovered that the transfer and reported it an authorized company sending. Tariq said the funds were not stolen. They come from his legal share of the family business. However, Ghalib controlled that the account and used his confusion to freeze them. Tariq promised to challenge that the decision, but the process will not finish before Hassan's deadline. Amir thanks Tariq for trying. Tariq said there may be one repairing solution. Years ago, Gali places a large amount in a protected account under Hassan's family name. The money was connected to the justified that destroy Hassan's football future. Gali expected that the trust to remain hidden forever. If they can prove Hassan is a legal owner, the hospital may accept that the account was security and begin treatment. Amir is shocked. He asked why Gali would place his money under Hassan's family name. Tariq explained that an all accident and a false medical report were used to leave Hassan from an important football program. Gali people benefit from Hassan places began given to the another player. A payment was secretly prepared to silence Hassan relative, but it also never delivered in cease. The money remained hidden through a company. The new information changes everything. Hassan believed that his dream was stolen was not only jealousy or the imaginations. A real plan destroy his future. Amir felt guilty for doubting him. Tariq warned that the trust does not rescue Hassan later action. But it explained that the beginning of his anger, the document proving over she may be stored on the hand drive. Malik saved Nas contacted the investigator and explained that the medical emergency. The officer said that the hard drive must remain evidence. But a digital specialist can search it immediately for the account information. They return to the police station carrying that the remaining donations. Malik gives her statement without user threat and her one involvement. She does not hide her mistake. The officer warned that she may face a charge depending on what the investigation discovers. Malik says she understands. Amir listened from outside that the interview room. Part of him remained angry, but another part respect that Malik is finally expecting responsibility. Nas joined him and asked whether he can forgive her. Amir said forgiveness is not a door that opens in one moment. Perhaps one day he will release his anger, but that does not mean their relationship can return to what it was. Nas said that is where people often confusing forgiveness with permission to repeat the same hard. The digital specialist finds similar protected folder on the hard drive. One contained payment record connection to their track at the football event. Another contained copy of a private medical report. Tariq identified Hassan's name in one file. The account exists and is value and more than enough for the hospital. However, exists require proof from Hassan or a legal family representative. Hassan is unquestioned and his close relatives are no longer alive. Zara remembered that Hassan's grandmother left a box of family documents in her care before she died. The box has remained untouched in a storage room for the heirs. Amir Nas traced back to the uncle to search for it. Sadhu wanted to join him, but his inquired treatment. He complained as a nurse cleaned his wound. He tell Amir to hurry and want him not to open any embarrassing childhood letter found in the box. The storage room is filled with broken furniture, old clothes and the family memories. Sadhu searches through similar container. Amir finds photograph of himself, Hassan, Sadhu and Mud healthy children. In one picture, Hassan holds a football trophy while Amir stands beside him. Hassan's smile is open and innocent. Amir relates how long it has been since it say his friend look like the happy Nas find the card box hunter and all same seat inside our bird record legal paper photograph and the letter addressed to Hassan. Zahra said that the grandmother asked her to give him that the letter when he became ready to hear that the trust. Zahra never knew what it they mean. She placed it to speak with Hassan made the time, but his anger made every conversation different. Now she regret waiting. Then open the legal paper and find evidence that the Hassan grandmother was named as the representative for the hidden account. After his death, the right passed to Hassan. The document are enough for the lawyer to request emergency access. Tariq contacted a judge who agreed to review the case before Hassan's life is in immediate danger. The hospital received confirmations and that the fund exists and agreed to begin preparing that the treatment. Amir trying to letter to the hospital but does not open it. He believes Hassan should read it himself if he survives. Zahra agrees. The doctor announced that first procedure can begin. Relief moved toward that the waiting area. People hug, carry and thanks one another. The money gathered by the neighborhood will still be used for the later care and for other family facing family emergency. Amir says Hassan's struggle should create help for more than one paper. Hassan is taken toward that operating room. Amir was beside the bed. He tells his friend that the trust about his football career has been found. Ghalib Daddy did not play a role in destroying his future. Hassan's eyes remain closed, but a tear appears near the side of his face. Amir does not know whenever Hassan can hear him. She kisses his hand and they promise that they will seek justice together, but they will do it without becoming monsters. The operation began. Hour passes slowly. Sadhu sleep in the chair after refusing to go home. I recognize that the donation records Zahra pray quietly. Nas sat beside Amir while Malik remained farther away under police supervision. Tariq studied copies of the file and releases. Ghalib network is larger than he accepted. The evidence may destroy company's career and the powerful relationship across that the city. Ghalib received news that Hassan's account has been discovered. He threw a glass across his officer. His lawyer said that the hard drive may contact him to the factory and the football fraud. Ghalib ordered him to remind that the file were created by the enemies. The lawyer warned that the multiple witness and bank record made that the defense difficult. Ghalib said difficulty he never stopped him. He wanted to the investigator follow the account challenge and Tariq removed from every company position. User listen from outside the office. Ghalib tells someone on the phone that Hassan should never have survived the fail. The callers of the sentence shocked Tuesday. He entered that the Vither Ghalib over care about anyone. Ghalib answered that the caring move people weak. Users say Ghalib speak about this trend, yet his freedom for the four poor young men. For the uncle, Ghalib sorted him and say everything. User corner from him. User replied that the perhaps owning nothing would be better than living as a Ghalib shadow. Ghalib warned his not to become emotional because of Naz or Malik. He said neither woman will respect a man who betrays his father. Yuze answered that the oldest Topi respected him before he followed Ghalib. She lived at the office, but Ghalib called secretly and ordered him to watch him. He suspended Yuze may reveal family secret. At the hospital, the doctor family appeared. Everyone stand. The procedure was difficult, but Hassan survived. His condition is still serious, and that the next 24 hours will be important. However, that the important has given him a real change. Amir closes his hand and releases a breath. He feels he has healed for the day. Sadhu began crying openly and does not care who sees him. Ismail places his arm around both friend. Smile through her tear. Amir turned to her and hugged her without thinking. This time he does not pull away when he noticed that the other watching. Their bond has become too strong to hide. Malik sees them but does not react with anger. The pain remains, yet she accepted that the Malik Amir heart has been in another direction. Her task now is not to win him back, it is to repair what it and felt that the consequence of her choices. The doctor allowed one person to see Hassan verify. Amir entered the room. Hassan looked weak, but his eyes slowly opened. He struggled to the focus. Amir learned to gather closer and tell him he is safe. Hassan whispered a single question. Why? Amir asked what it mean. Amir Hassan said, what did you save me after everything? Amir answered that brothers do not allow each other mistake to become the final page of their story. Hassan being crying, he say he does not deserve their help. Amir tell him that the treatment is not a regret for the perfect people. It is a choice to live. Answer for the harm he caused and choices are difficult part. Hassan tried to speak again. But the doctor asked Amir to leave so he can rest. Before going, Amir placed the open letter from the Hassan grandmother beside the bed. He said the trust is waiting for him when he become also stronger. Outside that, the friends celebrate Hassan return. Two coincidence, yet the belief lasts only a few minutes. A police officer arrived and asked Amir to come to the station. New evidence has been submitted showing Amir meeting one of the men involved in a drug operation. Amir says he has never seen the man. The officer explained that the video appeared clear and included a door before the drugs were placed in his bag. Malik immediately said that the video may be false. User once spoke about using editing recording to destroy Amir's public image. The officer said expert will examine it. But until that, the Amir remained a suspect. Amir releases Ghalib has already begun his answer. Saving Hassan was not only the first battle, the real war is now opening in front of them. Nas tells that the officer that the Amir will cooperate, but he will not be anything without legal support. Tariq agreed to call a lawyer. Amir looked toward the hospital window at the Hassan. He does not regret saving him. Even if doing so, he has Ghalib time to build another trap. Amir tells Sadhu and Mar to remain with family and protect the family. He asked Nas to stay as well, but she refuses. She says she promised to stand beside him and that the promise does not end. When the police arrive, Malik says he may be able to prove that the recording is false. Malik arrives with two officers after finishing another part of her treatment. She tells him that Yusuf was taken to a private hospital owned by one of Ghalib's business partner. Amir becomes suspicious. Malik says Yusuf may be in danger because he refuses to name the shooter. He asks that the officer to check on him. But one of them say another unit is responsible. Rami tell Amir they must focus on delivering his statement. Ghalib want them to revise their actions. Amir agrees, yet he also now uses whole information that may be needed in court. Now suggests sending Tariq to the private hospital. While they take Rami to a safer station outside Ghalib area of the influences, Malik asks to go with Tariq because Yusuf may speak to her. Amir studies her face and asks whenever she is trying to save him because she feels guilty. Malik says guilt is part of it, but nobody discovered to be murdered by his one father. The group separated. Amir and the Nas travel with Rami in one unmarked police car. Malik and the Tariq head toward Yusuf Hospital. Sadhu and Murd remain with Hassan. Sarah stays inside his room. Every person now has the difficult role. But all of them are connected by the same dangers. Ghalib has spent building a network through fair money and the silence. For the first time, several parts of the network are being attracted at the same time. During the journey to the station, Rami explained that the Ghalib keep emergency record in a small often beneath at the football club. The officer contained payment made by the doctor office reporter and the sport officials. Rami said the room a year ago when Ghalib forced him to sign that the first statement. Amir asked why the hand drive does not contain this is record. Rami said Ghalib never stopped everything in one place. The hard drive probably contained copy protected by the user from his one protection. The original document may be much stronger evidence. Nas are whether they can contain the office legally. The officer driving said they will need a search order. Rami statement and the hard drive file may be required to request one, but the process will take time. Amir said Gali will destroy that the record before morning. Remy believes the room has a protection system. If anyone trying to burn or remove the file within the correct code, copies are automatically sent to locations another. Galib designed it because he did it trust his one employee. Nas asks who how that the code. Remy says Galib used and possible that the club accountant Amir lived while Galib is trying to control Yuse. He does not only fear his turn trust many. Yuse may be able to open the hidden office. The officers say they cannot break into the club bakes. Only as a guest, Amir realized that they do not may have to. If user cooperated, he can give formal preparations to examine area connected to his management rule. The police car suddenly slow. A large truck is blocking the road ahead. The officer tried to reverse, but another vehicle appeared, but Amir immediately understands that they enter a trap. Two men leave that the track wearing masks. The officer reaches for his issue, but the signal is broken. Nas tells Remy to get down. Amir opens the side door and moves behind the car. The marksman ordered them to hand over Remy. Remy said they will have to come closer when a tractor fired at the ground near them. The police officer returned fire, forcing that the man behind the truck. Nas looked from another seat and noticed a narrow between to the building. She tells Remy to follow her. They allowed that the car from the opposite sides and ran toward that the part. Amir covered them while the officer called for help using a second phone. The tractor seen Nas and Remy escaping. One man followed them into a narrow part. Nas knowing over rubbish bin to slow him down. Remy struggled to the because of an old leg injury. He tells Nas to leave him, but she refuses. The tractor gets closer. Remy suddenly stops and pushes Nas beside the stone corner. He turns to face the man, ready to surrender so she can escape. Before that, the tractor reaches him. Amir appears from the side opening and tackling him. The two men fight on the ground. The tractor is larger, but Amir moves faster. He knows that the weapon away and forces that the man arm behind his back. Nas picked up the gun carefully and moved it out of the reach. Remy stared at the Amir with shame. He said Amir just punishment protected the man who destroyed Hassan's life. Amir answered that he protected a witness and a member of the junker. He has not decided whether Amir deserves forgiveness. Saving him does not remove the need for the justice. More sirens approach and the remaining attractors escape in the trap. The police arrest that the man Amir stopped under his mask. They recognize an employee for Galip Security Company. The connection is direct, but the man refuses to speak. Amir checks Nas from injuries. She says she is fine. I throw a cut on her arm is bleeding. Amir tears a script from his belt and covers it. Nas jokes that he is slowly losing all his clothes while trying to refuse people. It smiles quietly, grateful that she can still bring light into a dangerous moment. Then police take Remy to a secure station. His statement lasts several hours. He explained that the forced medical report, Galip's return, the secret payment and the hidden office beneath at the club. He signed every page. The investigator tells him he manifests charges from his role. Remy says he accepts nothing less. He only asks for the protection until he can testify in court. The investigator agreed to place him in a safe location, but warned that the Galip locations but security safety difficult at Juse Hospital. Tariq and the Malik find two guards outside at the private floor. They claim Juse is sleeping and cannot receive visitor. Tariq says he is a family representative and damaged to see the doctor. One guard quietly tells him to leave before he creates trouble. Tariq noticed that the man is not wearing hospital intensifications. He releases that their Galip security employee. Malik created a distraction by shouting that smoke is somewhere from the stairwell. When the guard turns, Tariq pushes through the door. Yuse is trying wake with one wrist trying to the bed rail. The police guard is gone. Malik run to tell run and remove that the script. Yuse say they must leave before Galip man return. Tariq asks for the code to the secret office beneath at the club. Yuse laughed weakly and saying people usually begin a resume by asking Where the injured person is arrived, Tariq replied that the user is clearly alive enough to complain. Malik tells them to stop arguing. User say now that the first part of the code, but Ghalib changing that the second part every week. The accountants receive it through a special device. Tariq said they need to read that the announcement. User warned that the man will never help willingly. He has worked for the Ghalib for 20 years and he won every secret to fair everyone. Malik asked whether there is another matter. User remembered that Naz once said Ghalib after the office. During a club event, security camera may have recording that the keeper, the guard returned and find the room empty. Tariq, Malik and the user has already moving through a survived corridor. User can barely walk because of the medicine and blood loss. Tariq spotted him while Malik led them toward the underground parking area. One guard stopped them near the lift and called for help. They entered the stairwell, but Jose's strength began to fail. He tells Tariq to leave him and tell Malik. Tariq says everyone in his story keep offering to sacrifice himself. Because it sounds brave, he tells user to save his energy and continue working. They reached at the parking area where Duru and Alina are waiting in Tariq's car. Tariq has called them because Gali man will recognize his usual driver. Duru is shocking when she sees user conditions. Alina tells everyone to get inside quickly. She drives away while the guard run after the car. Mert say why they involve Duru and Delina. Tariq say Gali watches obvious Alice. Sometimes that the safest help comes from people he does not accept. Duru cleans the blood around Yuse's bandage while Alina drives towards the uncle. Yuse asks why they are helping him after everything he did. Duru says they are not helping his past action. They are protected at the chain for him to make a better choices. Alina adds that they will personally deliver him back to the police after the evidence is safe. Users say it is controlling to now his consumer has also planning his arrest. Amir and Dinas ne turned to the neighborhood near down the mine of the old fortress ground are still smoking. Residents has gathered outside the hospital and along the main street. News of the Remy confession have been not yet spread, but people said that something serious is happened. Sadu meet Amir near the tea houses. It say Hassan is stable and asks about the other. Amir tell him the name of the traitor was Rami. Sadu refused to believe it at first, but joined them and Amir explained Rami's story. Sado become furious. He said Rami watches them blame Hassan for giving up. Rami listen while people call him jealous. He could have spoken at any time. Mar said Rami acted under threat, but Sado replied that the fear does not give anyone the right to destroy a child dream. Amir said that they can understand that the pressure without excusing that the choices Rami has confusing and will face that the law. Their focus must not be Ghalib. Naz received a message from Tariq telling her to search or club video for a news of a Ghalib key bag. She, Maduru and Alina gather in the back room of the tea house with similar laptop. They search recording from matches, celebrations, pre-event event and the training day. Most camera never showed at the private corridor. After nearly at the hour, Duru find a video climbed by a young fan who was trying to record Yusef. In the background, Ghalib entered at the hidden office and touches at the keypad. The video is unclear but must slow it down. They can see that the movement of a Ghalib hand thrown out the exact number. Now study that the pattern. Ghalib touches the upper side corner, the center, the lower side, and then two keys near at the bottom. Users say that the first part matches that the code. Now the last two numbers belonging to the chain weekly session. They still need the announcements device. Selena remembers saying that the announcement at the hostel during one of Ghali's private meeting. She say he visit the same cafe every morning before work and sit alone for 20 minutes. Ami does not want to threaten him. Now justice speaking to tell and offering police protection. Usually said that Austin will excuse it was a trap. He has the doctor study abroad. And Ghalib uses her safety to control him. Ali said they should mention that the daughter and prove that the Ghalib has already prepared to blame Daddy if the investigation grows. User now when Ghalib kept document for his escape plan. Some file on the hard drive show forced payment under the accountant name. If the police discovered them without contest, the accountants would receive that the blame for millions of the lira. Amir said they can show him copy and often are trained to tell the investigator the full trust. Tariq contacted the investigator who agreed to send who trusted officer near the cafe. They cannot arrest at the downstairs without charges, but they protect him if he chooses to cooperate. Before leaving, Yusei asked to speak with Amir privately. They stand near the damaged football ground as the morning light reaches the city. Yusei said he did not give the evidence because he suddenly became good. He saved it because Gali planned to sacrifice him just as his Lord now planned to sacrifice Rami and their Townsends. Amir said doing that the right thing for selfish reason can still produce a good result, but it does not claim that the past. Amir asked whether Amir will never stop saying him as an enemy. Amir answered that the decision belonging mostly to Yusei, an enemy is not created by one agreement. It is created to repeated choices to turn her usable treatment many and her build traps, saying Malik and reviewing evidence are important but training must continue after the danger passes. Use as Amir also speak as his whole life is a small lesson. Amir replied that life is not simple. But some lines are clear. We do not destroy medicine. You do not plant drug. You do not use love uses as a weapon. User look at the burn seat and say he Amir because people love follow him without being paid or threatened. Ghalib throughout it that the respect come from power. Whenever users say that the neighbor or protect Amir, he believes Amir has stolen something meant for him. Amir tell him that the trust cannot be stolen if he is buried slowly and broken quickly. User asks whether it can be rebuilt. Amir says something it can. But the person who break it does not destroy along the repair task. They meet at the accountants at the cafe. This name is Sarkook. He immediately tried to leave when he saw Yuzi, Amir and the Tariq. Two officers quickly block the access without creating a sense. Tariq places copy of the Gali first record on the table. Salku record read him and become pale. The record make it appear and turn be transferred legal fund. Order the attack on Hassan donation comparison and fight that the doctor who signed the false report. Salcook said he did not make this decision. Tariq replied that the Ghalib does not care. Once the police close him, Salcook will be placed. User tell him Ghalib planned that the same thing for Amy and perhaps for him. Salcook asked what they want. Amir said they need the current code of the hidden office and the full statement. Salcook refusing, saying Ghalib will harm his daughter Naz, who joined in with the police, so arrangement can be made to protect her, but they need her location. Salcook stated he has survived Ghalib for the years. Not because he admit him, but because fear become part of his daily life. He said his daughter believes he is an honest accountant. If he learned that the trust, she may never speak to him again. Amir says silence will not keep the trust hidden forever. It will only allow Ghalib to decide how this story is told. Salcook look again at the first record, understand that his reality will not save him. He removed a small device from inside his watches and displayed the changing code. He also gave the officer access to an encrypted account containing copy of the Ghalib financial instruction. In return, he asked them to contact his daughter before Ghalib man reached her. The police began arrangement protection through international authorities. Salcook signed a statement and agreed to accompany them to the football club. By the time they arrived, Ghalib has already read that the Lamy survived the road attack and Salcook is missing. He stands inside the secret office with civil employee, ordering him to remove selected documents. The protective system prevents them from taking everything at once. Ghalib decided to destroy the interior room, even when their copy may be sent everywhere. He believes controlling part of the evidence is better than losing all of it. He pure fall across that the storage area. One employee asks with her user now about the plan. Galib says user is no longer part of the family. They water him more than he admits for air. Galib's written his son has the future of his empire now that the user has challenging him. Galib is willing to remove him from his life completely. Galib activates a timer and leaves through a private tunnel. Amir Nas, Yusuf, Tariq, Malik, Sarkuk and the police enter the club with a search order. The main staff claim Galib left hour earlier. Uses them lead to the hidden corridor. Sarkuk entered at the complete code and the stage door opened. A strong smell of the fuel reaches them. Amir sees that the timing attacked to the electrical system. They have less than the 3 minutes before that the room catches fire. The police order everyone to leave. Users say that the main server is inside and must be removed. An officer tells him evidence is not worth trying for. Users point out that the server may contain proof of the crime against dozens of the family. Amir studied the fuel on the fall and the notice a rice metal part leading toward the server component. He said to the people may be able to search it without touching that the fuel. Nas tell him not to risk it, but Amir said Gali want fair to reset that the trust again. Using insists on going with him because he know how to dishonest the server. Amir agreed. They covered their faces and moved along the narrow metal path. The timer continued counting down. User injuries arm make the work difficult. Amir held at the component open while user removed at the safety lock. One cable refused to dishonest. Users pulled harder and pain showed through his arm. Amir told him not to speak, but users say he did not come this far to leave the proof behind. With less than 1 minute remaining, the cable come free. They carried at the heavy server toward at the door. A spark appeared near the timer. Tariq and two officers reached in and pulled at the machine across the final distance. Everyone ran toward the corridor. The hidden officer burned into frame beside him. The force of the explosion threw Amir and user to the floor, but the steel door held most of the fire inside. Nas ran to the Amir. He has a cut above his eyes, but is consequence. Malik's check user injured arm. His bandage has opened again. User look at the survived server and began laughing from relief and the pain. Amir asked what is funny. User say Galib spent his life teaching him to protect the family business. And he has finally done it, may saving that the evidence that may destroy that the imperial empire. The server is taken to the secure digital laboratory. Sarkuk explain how the records are organized. There are files of the sport fraud, illegal property deal, part witness for medical report and money used to control officials. The investigators say examining everything will take time, but the final documents are enough to open several cases. An arrest order for Galib is requested. Galib watches the news from a small house near the sea. Reports show police vehicle outside his football club and describe a major financial intrusion. His lawyer tells her to leave Istanbul immediately. Galib refuses. He said that the city belonged to him. The lawyer answered that a city never belonging to one man. Galib looked through at the window at the distant building and said Amir has turned into one's son against him. He promised to make Amir pay before he disappeared. At the hospital, Hassan is strong enough to sit up from a few minutes. Amir tells him Rami confuses. Sarkuk is cooperated and the secret server has been saved. Hassan asks about Jose. Amir says he helped them. Hassan is surprised. He says people something changed. When they finally see that the person they survive will not save them, Amir asks whether Hassan is speaking about Jose for himself. Hassan replied that perhaps he is speaking about man. Galib and the Sadhu after interior of small football. They tell Hassan the doctor give information. They tell Hassan the doctor gave permission for light movement later in his recovery. Hassan says he may play professionally after the fail and the surgery. My replied that the football is not only stadium and contract. One day they will return to the rebuilt neighborhood field and pass it at the ball together. Hassan smiled but say an easy welcome Said to tell him nobody said it would be easy. They would agree, demand, apologize, and make him repair every broken relationship. They simply refused to let him do it alone. Hassan asked Amir to give Remy a message. He wanted Remy to testify fully and then accept whenever punishment comes. Hassan is not ready to forgive him, but he does not want the neighborhood to attack him. Amir said people may become angry when the trust separates. Hassan asked him to speak publicly before Ammar create violence. He said Gali build power by turning part has into effort. They do not repeat his method. Amir gathered the neighborhood in the main street. He told them the truth about Hassan Fo's medical report and Remy rule. People react with shock and the anger. Some demand that the Remy be brought back so they can question him. Amir explained that the Remy confused and his order police protection. He said Remy acted wrongly and will face legal judgment. However, Ghalib created that the third part for the first report and continue using that the secret for the heirs and older residents said Remy betrayal all of them. Amir agreed, but they want them to no answer betrayal with the violence. He reminded them that the Remy also spent a year helping families so that the help does not erase his crime. People are moved than their best or worst action. Justice means seeing that the complete trust, not causing that the part has sacrificed anger. Zara stands beside Amir and saying Hassan himself requested please slowly. The crowd people quieted. Naz watches Amir speak and realizes how much he has changing in the beginning. He reacted to every attack with immediate anger. Now he understands that the leader may protect people even when they damage something dangerous. When the crowd leaves, Nas tells him he sounded like someone ready to lead more than a football team. Amir said he did not want power. Nas replied that the people why do not chase power are sometimes the safer people to hold it. They walked toward the damaged neighborhood together. Amir asked how Naz feel about her adoption secret. They said she pushing the subject aside because someone else was in danger, but the questions had no disappearance. She found a name inside Ghalib's envelope connected to the hospital where she was born. A woman received money on the same week Naz was adopted. Naz does not know whether the payment is corrected, but she fears Gali may also have influenced her family story. Amir asked whether she wants to investigate now. Naz says part of her wants to open every file immediately. Another part is afraid that the answer will changing how she herself. Amir tells her that a hidden beginning does not control that the person she becomes. Naz said this is easy for him to say because he knows where he come from. Amir replied that the knowing your family does not always mean understanding yourself. Everyone must eventually decide what kind of person to become. Nas learned against him as a word. She say him words are becoming weaker, but his shirt is torn and covered in that. Amir said victim is expensive in Shankar. Naz laughed it for the first time in many days. They share a painful moment. Amir reaches from her and she allows him to hold it. Neither of them speak about love, but their silence carries a clear promise. Naz sees them that they cross from the street. They sight her yet they does not interrupt Faria approaching her and asks whenever she has family told that they trust. Mar says she focused to Amir and the police. She may face charges. Faria hugged her and say consequence of freeing, but there also be beginning of the freedom. Malik say Amir may never forgive her. Faria replied that the confession should not be used as a new way to damage love. Malik must change because it is right, not because she expects Amir to return. Yusuf is taken to the police station after receiving new treatment. He gave a formal statement about the hard drive, Gali border and the burial statement money, the false video and the attack on the oil field. The investigator warned that his corporations will not remove charges related to his one action. Yusuf say he understands. He asks only that the statement be protected from officers connected to the Ghalib in a nearby interview room. Malik completed her confession for the first time. She and Yusuf are not working together to control Amir. They are separately admitting that they trust when they meet in the corridor. Yusuf asks whether she regrets helping him. Malik says she regrets every moment when jealousy becomes more important than another person's safety. Yuse say he won't believe they understood about each other because both of them wanted when Amir and Dinas had. Malik replied that they did not want, they wanted control. Yuse asked with her there is any future in which she should forgive him. Malik says she does not forgive now. Forgiveness cannot be promised because the damage is fully understood. She tells him that the focus on becoming someone white does not need forgiveness every day. The officer leads her away. Yuse watches her go and realizes that he must now face himself without Ghalib, Malik or Nas telling him who he is. Later that evening, the police announced that the Ghalib cannot be found. Her car has been discovered near the coast, but there is no sign of him. Some officers believe he left the city by the boat. Others think that the abandoned car is meant to create a false trail. Amir is content that the Ghalib has not run far. A man like him will not disappear. Before making one final attempt to regain control that night, a package arrived at the hospital for the Hassan. There is no censored name. Inside is a pair of the new football choices and a photograph of Hassan as a shield at the academy. A message is written on the bag. You wanted your stolen future, come and take it. Amir immediately believed Ghalib sent it. The photograph including and the address written in small number. Near that the corner, Hassan said it must be a trap. Amir agrees said to want to inform that the police, but Hassan noticed something strange in the photograph. Behind his younger self stand a woman who looked exactly like Naz. The woman cannot be Naz because the picture was taken many years earlier. When Naz see it, her face turned pale. She recognized that the same eyes and smile she see in the mirror. Naz turned at the photograph over again. Beneath Ghalib's passage is another line written in the difficult handwriting. Ask him what your mother disappears. The room becomes silence. Ghalib has connected Hassan's stolen football dream to Nazi hidden birth story. Amir listed that the address may lead to evidence about Bart's secret. Naz says she is going. Amir refuses to let her approach that the place alone. Hassan wants that the Ghalib accepted their curiosity to defect their actions. Naz answered that she has separated her entire life in sees a story written by other people. She cannot continue turning away whenever they trust. Because forgetting, Amir said they will go only with police support and a cleaner plan. Before they can connect the investigator, the hospital light go out. Emergency system began working, but Hassan room verified become dark. Nurse searches at the corridor. Amir opened at the door and see a shadow moving near that the street. He followed it and discovered that a hospital employee living on coincidence beside a survived live. Someone has entered at the building wearing that the employee uniform. Amir ran back toward Hassan's room. Zahra is standing outside shouting for help. The bed is empty. The machines has been disconnected carefully and the window leading to the maintenance platform is open. Hassan, still weak from surgery, has been taken on the empty bed. Light the other choices from the pair Ghalib and a phone is hidden inside it. A screen light up and showing a live video of the Hassan being crying into a dark vehicle. Ghalib voice speaks through the phone. He tells Amir that the police may have it file his club and his witness, but Amir still does not understand the real game. Ghalib says Hassan will remain alive only if Amir brings Nas to the address in the photograph. Amir showed as the Nas has nothing to do with their war. Ghalib replied that Nas has everything to do with is because her birth in the older secret connected their family. He gave Amir 2 hours and warned him not to involve that the police. The video end. Nas looked at the photograph of the unknown number of the photograph insists it. And that at the empty hospital bed, empty say he will not hand her to Ghalib. Naz answered that they cannot abandon Hassan. Other Ether, Sadhu and the Mar promised to follow whenever plan Amir choices. Zahra hold at the small friendship bracelet left on the Hassan pillow and began praying. These sections end with the Galib vehicle moving through the dark street of Istanbul. Hassan is lying in the back, weak but coincidence. He asks Galib what Nas has to do with his football career. Galib smiles and says Hassan was never the true target of the old pain. Removing him from the academy was only one move. In a much larger agreement, Hassan asks who is the woman in the photograph. Is Hassan tells him she was Na's mother, but she knows a secret that could have destroyed several powerful family. Hassan asks with her she is still alive. Galib looked toward the second vehicle driving beside them and say Naz will soon receive that the answer herself. In the second vessel, a woman sits behind the dark window. Only part of her face can be seen. She holds an old neckline containing a baby photograph as the car moved toward the address. She whispered Na's name and said that the daughter she lost is finally coming home. Altı, Üstü, Istanbul, the woman in the second car. In the next episode of Altı, Üstü, Istanbul, fears a through that the hospital after Atlan disappears. Amir stands beside the empty bed and watches the live video on her phone left by the Galib. In the video, Hassan is being crying inside the dark vehicle. He looks after surgery but his eyes are open. Ghali's voice repeats the damage. Amir must bring Naz to the address written on the old photograph. If we contact that, the police arrive with too many public people. Hassan will not return alive. The video ends before Amir can study that the road toward the vehicle. Zara began crying as he holds Hassan's friendship bracelet. Sadhu kicked a chair and said that they searches every road leaving that the hospital but tried to remain calm. He tells Sadhu that the Galib playing that the kidnapping carefully running toward Istanbul without information will not only waste time. Amir look at the photograph again. The woman standing beside young Hassan look almost exactly like Hassan. The same eyes, the same shape of the face and the same quiet expression can be seen in both of them. Naz take the phone from Amir and playing that the video again. She noticed a weak yellow light moving across that the back window of Galib's vehicle. The light appear and they disappear at regular movements. She believed that the vehicle may be passing through a tunnel. With old chatting ceiling cam, says similar tunnel in Istanbul have that kind of lighting. Naz also heard that the distant sound of a sheer form. The combination suggested that the vehicle is moving close to the water. Amir said they should send the video to the police. Naz reminded him that Galib warned them not to involve everyone. Amir replied that the Galib cannot be trusted even if they follow every instruction. He may kill Hassan after getting Naz said to agree and said they need the police but they must work quickly. Naz asked Sarah Amir not to the camber with Hassan's life. Amir promised that they will not make a careless move. He will appear to follow Galib. Meanwhile, trusted officer remained hidden. Tariq arrived with the investigator who handled the hard drive. The investigator name is Commissioner Yeltsin. He watched that the kidnapping video and examined the photograph. Yansin said Galib may be checking police radio message and the hospital security camera. Only a small team can know about the rescue plan. He ordered him officer not to use normal communication system. They will use private phone and unmarked vehicle. Yasin studied that the address written on the photograph it led to an all waterside property on the edge of the city. The building was once used as a private sport club and boat repair center. It has been empty for the years, but the land belonged to a company linked to the Galib. Talik said that the building contains several interiors, underground storage room and a small private door. If Galib feels trapped, he can escape by the board. Naz says she will go to the address. Amir immediately says no. Naz looked directly at him and said Hassan was taken because of her family secret. She will not hide while he suffers. Amir agreed that the Galib wait for a reason they do not understand. Delivering her to men, he may contain a dangerous anger greater. Naz answered that she is not asking Amir to deliver her without a plan. She is asking to be a part of the rescue. Sir spotted Naz. He said Galib escaped Amir to protect her. By refusing that the damage if he stay away, Ghalib may punish Hassan immediately. Mercenaries can wear a hidden tracker and microphone. The police can follow from a safe distance. Amir disliked the idea, but he see that have little time. Ghalib give 2 hours. And almost 20 minutes has already passed. Communication Yasin agreed that makes not to approach at the building, but he refused to send her inside without protection. A small device can be hidden inside her neckline. Another track can be placed under her choices. Naz will speak to Ghalib outside and try to keep him near the interiors. While she trusts him, the police will search for Hassan thrown at the back of the property. Naz says he will work beside Naz. Yasin wants that the Ghalib may refuse to appear if he see Amir too closely. Amir answered that the Ghalib specifically ordered him to bring her. He accepts Hassan Amir player to be present. Tariq says Ghalib's real purpose may be to be replace Amir in a position where he must choose between Hassan and the Nas. Ghalib enjoy proving that love must be used as a weakness. Malik arrived with Faria. She learned about Hassan kidnapping from Mert. Malik says she one visiting that the water side property with uses. There is a survived tunnel leading from an or parking area to the board repair sections. Ghalib man use it to move boxes without being seen from the main road. The interior is hidden behind a broken advertisement board. Yasin asks whether Ghalib know that the Malik has seen the tunnel. Malik says user to occur there secretly, so Ghalib may not know. Amir asks why user show her such a place. Malik explained that user may plan to befriend Amir by hitting his football equipment there. The plan was never complicated, but she remembered the lawyer. Amir does not comment on the arbitrary Hassan life is more important than another agreement. Tariq says Malik can guide a small police team through that the survive interiors. Amir does not like an idea of placing her in danger. Malik replied that the greatest sum of the problem that gave Ghalib power over him. She must help, and then Faria tell her daughter that accepting responsibility does not mean throwing away her life. Malik promised he will stay behind the officer and love follow every order. Usually still at the police stations under medical supervision. When he heard that the Ghalib has taken Hassan, he demanded to join at the rescue. The officer refused because he injured and may face pain. Users say he now that the property matter than everyone else. There are rooms that do not appear on the building plan. Ghalib may be holding Hassan below or the or swimming hell where sound cannot easily reach it at the outside. Communication speak to the user by phone. User give him detail about the hidden room, security camera and board dock. He say Ghalib usually keep to the boat ready. One is fat but small, the other look like a fishing boat and carry several people without attracting attention. Sassoon ordered the coast guard to watch the city from a distance, waiting. Moving too closer, user tell Amir that the Ghalib will not simply explain Hassan for Nas. He will demand everything else. Ghalib create danger for only one purpose. Amir asked what Ghalib may want. Users said the old property was connected to a sport foundation. Nas may have a legal connection to Found Foundation through her biological family. Tariq remembered record found on the secret server a last pieces of a valuable land belonging to the Istanbul Youth Sport Foundation. Ghalib managed at the foundation for many years, but another family originally controlled most of its share. After a sale in that the family disappeared, Ghalib slowly looked complete control. Tariq now believed that the child was Nas. Naz listens silently. She says she always thought adoption was a private family matter. Now it appeared to be connected to land, money and the Ghalib crime. Amir tell her that the Ghalib may try to force her to sign ownership document. Yasin say any signature given under threat can later be challenged, but Ghalib may not really need the paper load enough to move memory or sell at the property. Nas asks about the woman in the second vehicle. Users say he does not know her. Ghalib never spoke about Nas' biological mother in front of him. However, user remembers seeing an old photograph in his father's private office. It shows Ghalib standing beside a woman who looks similar to Nas. On the back, Ghalib has written only one hand word Leila. Nas repeats the same quietly. She has never heard it before, but it feels strangely important. Faria looks uncomfortable when she hears that the name. Nas notices and asks whether she is knowing something. Faria says Leila may have been a young doctor who worked at a clinic in Ziankar many years ago. She disappeared suddenly after accusing several important events of using a children. Clarity of illegal money transfer. Tariq asks why Faria never mentioned this before. Faria says she did not know Leila has any connection to Naz. She was young when this scandal happened. People were told that the Leila stole money and escaped from Istanbul. Most residents believed that the story because newspaper repeated it. Later, everyone who asked questions received threat. Malik asked whether Leila should be alive. Faria said that he does not know. The woman in the video may be Leila or Ghalib may be using someone who only looked like Nas. Ghalib understands that the emotional confessions can be stronger than the personal force. Nas says she will not believe anything until she speaks directly to the woman. Amy takes Nas aside before they leave at the hospital. He asks whether she is truly ready to face Ghalib and a woman who may be her mother. Nas admits that she is not ready. She is frightened that the woman may reject it, lie to her, or reveal that Nas' adopted parents helped Ghalib. She is also frightened that the woman may rally to her mother and that one meeting will change every memory from her childhood. Amir tells her she does not have to discover her interior identity in one night. Their first goal is rescuing Hassan. Everyone else can be hidden. Slowly Nas asks where he will remain beside her after the rescue. Amir answered that will have to work very hard to make him leave. Nas smiled despite her fear. She places her forehead against him for a moment and asks him not to act like a hero who sacrificed herself without thinking. Amir promised to follow the plan, but he asked her to make the same promise. Nas says she will not enter any room alone and will not remove the tracking device. Amir fastened a small necklace around her neck. Inside the pendant in the microphone. His action feels gentle and personal, but both of them understand that the neckline may be the only thing connected Nas to the police. Once she entered Gali property, said when the mud prepare a second vehicle, Yasin ordered them to remain civil street away. Their job is to watch that the road and report any unexpected vehicles. Sadu dislike being places outside the main action. He says Hassan is his brother too. Amir reminds him that the Hassan may have men waiting beyond the property. Someone must stopping them from blocking the issue or following the police. Ara stay at the hospital in case Hassan is injured and brought back quickly. Before Amir leaves, she places Hassan all bracelet in his hand. She says Hassan will need it when he returns. Amir tied the bracelet around his wrist and promised to bring his owner home inside Gali vehicle. Hassan tried to understand that the road, the body is weak and every moment case pain near his surgical wound. Two men sit beside him. Hassan quietly watches the road through a small gap in the window covering. He noticed water, all industrial building and a tall red tower. The second vehicle travels closest behind. Through its window, Hassan verifies see the mysterious woman. She is older than the person in the photograph, but the similarity to Naz is clear. The mother looks toward Hassan and touches the window with her hand. Her expression does not seem threatening. She appears frightened and the trap. Hassan asks Ghalib where the woman is. Leila. Ghalib turns slowly. He says Hassan has always been more intelligent than people believe. Hassan replied that Ghalib will make everyone believe he was unstable. Ghalib says Hassan made the work easy by allowing anger to control him. Hassan answered that the Ghalib may understand anger, but he does not understand survival. Hassan has already survived losing his dream, betraying his friend, failing and undergoing surgery. Ghalib should not accept him to surrender quickly. Ghalib tells Hassan is that the bravery is unless when the body is weak. Hassan says Ghalib's body may be strong but his empire is collapsing. His club is being searched, his account are frozen and his once say has terrified against him. Ghalib's face become hard when Yuse is mentioned. He say Hassan is focal and will return. When he learned that the Amir friendship has limit, Hassan asked whenever Ghalib planned to kill Naz. Ghalib said he need her alive until she signs civil document. After that, her future will depend on Amir's behavior. Hassan understanding that the Ghalib want Amir to obey through the fear. He began searching for a way to warn his friend. His wound is gone and his hands are tired, loosely because the man believes he is too weak to escape. Hassan noticed a metal medical clip still attempting to be part of the hospital clothing. He slowly pulled it free and hid it inside his palm. It uses its sharp edge to begin cutting at the plastic tied around his wrist. Every movement sent pain through his body, but he continued. He tells himself that Ami Sadum must have cried him long enough. This time he must help save him. The vehicle reaches the old waterside poverty. Ghalib may take Hassan into a basement room. Beneath that, the empty swimming hall. The walls are covered with broken blue tiles. A narrow window near the ceiling faces the water. Ghalib ordered the man to connect a portable medical monitor. He wants Hassan alive during that the strain. Hassan laughed weakly and saying Ghalib is finally showing concern for his health. Ghalib answered that Hassan is vulnerable only as long as Amir believes he can be saved. Hassan asked when his happened after Naz arrived. Ghalib say Hassan may leave if Amir follow every instruction. Hassan say Ghalib has never kept a promise in his life. Ghalib flew closer and explained that the promise are torn. Wise men use them, foolish men believe them in another part of the poverty. The woman from the second car is taken only and all of his wrists are not tied but two guards stand outside. He cried the necklace containing a baby photograph. He opened it and whispered that the nurse might not sign anything and got here hurt and the entire her warned her not to run. Ghalib planned. The woman said Ghalib ruined her life many years ago. She has nothing left to fear. The guard say Ghalib can still harm Naz. The woman becomes silent. Her love for the daughter she loved believed that the only weakness Ghalib can control. She closed at the neckline and wait. Amir and Nas arrive at the main gate with 30 minutes remaining before Ghalib deadline. Amir drive an old car so Ghalib will not suspend police equipment. He stopped beneath a broken light and raised his bow and toward at the visible security camera. Nas stopped out beside him. The wind from the water moved her ears and she looked at the dark building. Gali voices come from the speaker near at the gate. He ordered Amir to remove his jacket and turn around. Amir followed at the instructions. Gamir tell Nas to remove her the neckline. Nas heart began beating faster. The microphone is inside it. Amir said the neckline belonged to her mother and has no value to Ghalib. Ghalib replied that a man who lies badly should not enter dangerous negotiations. Nas removed the neckline, but before placing it on the ground, she pressed it at the prudent twist. The movement sending a warning signal to the Yasin. He place can no longer hear her clarity, but they now Ghalib defected at the device. Nas dropped at the neckline beside that the gate. Ghalib then ordered both of them to leave their phone in the car. Amir asked to see Hassan before they moved closer. A light turned on the inside at the building through a large dirty window. Amir see Hassan sitting on the chair in the basement hall. He looked weak but he is alive. Amir showed his name. Hassan raised his head and gave a small nod. The latest official update showed that the UJ action has been Hassan treatment in the danger. Amir and his friend must fight the loss for Miriam Lila. Malik's secret cooperation with UJ may be exposed and Amir is preparing to answer UJ and the Ghalib. The for an official episode summary. Altı Üstü Istanbul, the price of the brotherhood. In the next episode of Altı Üstü Istanbul, the story began on the dark and silent night in Ziankar. The strip were normally filled with children, music, agreement, and the laughter now feel empty. Everyone in the neighborhood is thinking about the same person. Hassan is still fighting for his life, and the money that they could pay for his treatment has been destroyed by Yuzi. Amir stands outside at the hospital beside Du and Mert. He does not speak, his eyes are fixed on the hospital interiors, but his mind is somewhere else. He remembers every fight he had with Hassan, every promise they made when they were children, and every time they call each other brother. Hassan made a serious mistake, but Amir cannot forget that they grow up together. He now that anger will be safe. Hassan revenge will not pay the hospital. He need to think carefully, but his heart is filled with the pain. Sadu walked from one side of the hospital garden to the other. He cannot about stay still because he feels helpless. Must stay on the low wall and look at his home again and again, hoping that someone will call with good news. None of them has enough money. None of them now they can find for Miriam Leela in such a short time. Sadhu suddenly stopped and they tell Amit that they should go after Yuzi immediately. He believed Yuzi must have another secret account, another bag of power, and someone powerful behind him. Martagi that Yuzi said could they pay, but he also once added that attracting him will only create another problem. The police are already watching them because drug were places is army ban. When wrong mode cool army to prisoner and leave Hassan without anyone return for him. Amir finally turned toward his friend. His voice is low but his word are the firearm. He said that they will not act like you say and they will not destroy their one life. They will find the money in a way that allow them to look Hassan in the eyes where he wake up. Sadhu asks where they can possibly learn such a large amount before Hassan condition become worse. Amid that he does not know yet. However, he refuses to accept that the story is over. Junkan has served fire, poverty, betrayal, and the powerful enemies. It will survive this night too. For the first time since they reached at the hospital, Mercy a little hope in Amir's face. Inside the hospital, the doctor speaks to Zahra and explains that Hassan needs another important medical procedure. His condition has become stable for the moment, but that the stability may not last. The episode hospital has always done when it can in the emergency state. The next treatment is expensive and must begin quietly. Zara listened with tear in her eyes. Zara is not her son, but she has knowing him seen she was a child. She remembered him running toward the street with Amir stealing bread from her kitchen and making excuse whenever something was broken. He cannot accept losing him because of money. She promised that the doctor that they will arrange everything. Although she has no idea how, now stand a few steps away and near that the conversation the trust about her one family has already broken something inside her. Yet Hassan's situation forces her to pull her pain aside. She looks at Amit's road at the hospital window. She appears strong in front of the friend, but she can show how close he is falling apart. Nas become that the Ami blame himself for not understanding Hassan earlier. He believes they could have the prevented the tragedy if he had listened more carefully or noted that the darkness growing inside his friend. Nas want to tell him that Hassan choices were not his responsibility, but she now this is why will not be enough. Malik is also at the hospital, but she keeps herself away from the others. She stands near the come of the corridor, partly hidden behind a wall. Her face shows fear, guilt, and the regret. She helped Yuse because she believed she could control that the situation. She told herself that she was protecting her family and creating a chain to bring Amir back into her life. Instead, every decision pushes Amir further away. Now Hassan may die, the treatment money is gone, and Yuzi is becoming more dangerous. Malik now that the Amir will eventually discover his connection with him. The only question is with her that they will confess before someone asks or reveal everything. Malik received a message from Yuzi asking her to meet him. She quickly hides her phone when Faria approaches. Faria studies her daughter's face and asks why she is standing alone. Malik says she is worried about her son, but Faria now that she is not the full trust. She remembers Malik that the silence become heavier, that every passing day a person may hide one lie, but the soon the lie need five more life to the survive. Malik become defensive of and the asks why her mother always think daddy about her. Fari answered that she does not think Malik is evil. She think Malik is frightened and frightened people sometimes walk into terrible places we are trying to escape similar problem. Before Malik can reply, a nurse ran toward Hassan's room. The family member repeatedly stand Namir Sadhu and the mud rushes into the building. A machine is making a sharp sound and civil doctor entered the room. Amir tried to follow them but the nurse stopped him. He demanded to know what is happening. The nurse tell him at the Hassan blood pressure suddenly fell and they must wait outside. This is few were destroyed that the small amount of the Amir had found. He hit the wall with his land and walked away before everyone can stop him. Nas follow Amir at the hospital staircase. She find him sitting alone with his head before his hand. He say he should have protected Hassan. Nas stood beside him without speaking. Amir explained that the Hassan he was always angry, but the anger does not confirm from the November. Hassan lost his family, his changing in football, and finally he believed that the life could become better. Amir was not busy changing his one dream that he did not say how badly Hassan was he suffering. Nas tell him that the friendship does not give one the person control over another person's choices. Amir say he understands that in his mind, but his heart refuses to accept it. Nas gently holds his injured hand. She notices blood where he hit the wall and uses a clean cloth to cover the wound. Amir looked at her and for the moment the noise of the hospital disappears. Nar tell him that Hassan is still alive. As long he is alive, they fight much for him, insisting to preparing to mourn him. She say Amir cannot save everyone alone, but he does not have the neighborhood will stand with him. Sadhu and Mart will stand with him. She will also stay beside him whenever Amir feel that the meaning behind her word. The relationship has changing. A twin eater of them has clearly named at the change. Malik sees them together from the top of the staircase. She sees Naz holding Amir's hand and understands that the distance between them is disappearing. Jealousy rises inside her, but it is mixed with shame. In the past, Malik would have interrupted them or created a personal reason to pull Amir away. This time she remained right silent. She has lost the right to damage everything from him, still accepting that the trust is painful. She turned away before they noticed her. They leave the hospital to meet Yuse. Amir waited in an empty parking area near the sea. His car is parked under a broken street light. When Malik arrived, she immediately asked why he's burned that the money. User replied that the money has become a weapon against him. Amir and his friend would have used it to save Hassan and them around it. He wanted to show them that he controlled the game. Malik said Hassan may died before of what he did. User coldly answered that the Hassan made his own choices long ago. Malik looked at him with disgust and said he's no longer that the person she thought he was. User laughed and asked which person she thought he was. He remembered her that she come to him willingly. She gave him information about the army. He helped him understand that the weakness of the neighborhood. She stood beside him where he believed he could give her something she wanted. Malik says she never agreed to murder or destroy treatment money. User stopped closer and warned her not to protect that she is innocent. He has massive recording and the evidence of their meeting. If she turns against him, Amir will learn everything. Malik says Amir will learn anyway because she insists to tell him herself for the first time. Yuse loses his smile. He tells her that the confessing will not free her. Amir will never trust her again. The neighborhood will blame her for everything that happened to her son. Her family may also suffer when the Gali become involved. Malik answered that she is already living inside a prison's building from the fear. She should rather face that the trust they contain serving Yuse. They turned to the leaf and the but Yuse grabbed her the arm. Malik looked directly into his eyes and tell her to listen. Something in her voice surprised him. She is frightened but she is not weak anymore. User let her go and that she say he has until the next evening to change her mind. After that he will send the evidence to Amir himself but he will present it in the way that make Malik appear responsible for every plan. Malik says she will not allow him to control the story. She walked away, leaving Yuze alone. Once she reaches that the road, her sudden disappearance, her and shake, and she began crying. She understands that the confession will destroy that the last hope she has with Amir, but remaining silent may destroy move more life. Back at the hospital, the doctor finally come out and say Hassan has survived the sudden crisis. However, his body is becoming weaker. They cannot delay that necessary treatment for long. Amir asks exactly how much time they have. The doctor said that the sooner they begin, the safer Hassan will be. There are other hospital and possible sport program, but this is options are required document approval and the time. Amir thanks the doctor and returned to his friend. He refused to show fear. He said they will searching begun for the solutions before sunrise. The first plan comes from the mud. Remember a businessman who once offered money to support young football player from poor neighborhood. The man is known for helping local team, but he accepts publicity in return. Mar suggested asking him for the assistant. Amir disliked that the idea of the turning Hassan pain into a public show, yet he understands they cannot reject any legal part. Sadhu say he will contact everyone he now from the old football ground. Some former players now work for the club, sport companies, and the business locations. For Miriam Leela sound impossible for three young men, but it may become possible if thousands of the people contributed. Naz offered to organize an online comparison. She has content who has spread Hassan's story without revealing private medical details. She also believes that the neighborhood can hold the large football event. Amir and his friends were well known for their talent. People may pay to the watch. They may against a popular team. Amir Sen ranging such an old event normally require weeks. Nas answered that they do not have weeks, so that they must make the impossible happen quickly. Sadhu smiled for the first time and said that the possible work is the only kind of the work Shankar understands. By morning, the neighborhood has retained tables are placed in the main street. Shop owner bearing boxes for the donation. Children sign for the Hassan. People, women prepare for to the sale. Another man call relative in other part of the city. Every people who had agreed with Hassan come to help. They remember his action, but they also remembered the boy he once was. Zara watches that the neighborhood work together and see that the Hassan is not alone. The amount they need return, but every small places in the donation box feel like an answer to user clarity. Ami speak to the people of this uncle from this pet of the small tea house. They say Hassan made mistake and hurt people, including this is who love him most. Ami does not ask everyone to forget this is mistake. He only asks them to remember that a human life should not and become powerful. People believe poor life have no value. He promised that every love will be recording and used only for Hassan treatment. His record are simple, but they move forward. Phone began recording him when within an hour that the video spread across the city. Gali watches Amir's speech from his office. He is annoyed by how quickly that the neighborhood has gathered around him. Galip understands that the Amir real power does not come only from the football. People trust him even when he's broken. But he can other courage the kind of the influences may become dangerous. Galip turned off that the video and asked one of his men how much money that the comparisons has collected. The man saying that the amount is going but he is still from the target. Galip ordered him to watch every bank transfer and identify that the important donor. He want to know who may be willing to stand against him. Tariq Galib entered office without waiting for the permission. He has listened about the destroyed treatment money and suspected that the use was impossible. Galib pretended to be shocked, but Tariq knew him too well. He asked Victor Galib help Jose. Galib said his son is an adult who something without thinking. Galib replied that the Uzi action always seen to protect Galib interest. He warned Galib that Hassan may die if that the happen. The entire neighborhood will rise against them. Galip tells Doga not to speak like a hero. He reminds him that everyone around him has a secret. Sarik says there is no difference between hiding that the painful trust and using power to trust disappearance people. Galip asks whether Tariq is now planning to join Amir. Tariq answered that he will stand On the side that allow him to sleep at night, Galib laughed and said a clean consequence is a sorry for the people who have no umpire for the protect. Kari lived at the office, but his visitor confirmed Galib fear his control over the people around him is weakening. User arrived shortly after Tariq leave. Galib slapped him before he can speak. User is shocked but because of the pain, but because Galib has touched him. Galib called him careless, burning that the money did not save everything. Instead, he turned Hassan into a symbol and Amir into a leader. Users say he wanted to break Amir. Ghali replied that the public pain often make man stronger. If Hassan died, Amir may become impossible to the control. If Hassan survived because the neighborhood saved him, Amir will become more respected. Users asked what he should have done. Ghalib tell him the power is not about creative noise, it is about making people believe their choices that the part you secretly prepare for them. Ghalib present a new plan. He will offer to pay for Hassan treatment himself. The offer will appear generous but it will contain condition. Amir must stop investigating that the drugs placed in his bag. He must leave that the neighborhood team and sign a contract connection to the Galip. He must also publicly state that the user has nothing to do with the missing money. User smile and say Amir will never agree. Galip answered that the hunger, fear and love can make proud men accept almost anything. When Hassan's life is measured in the hours, Amir may discover that pride is expensive. At the same time, Amir meets a representative from the professional football club. The representative watches that the video and remember Amir's talent. He explained that the sponsor may support Hassan's treatment, but they want Amir to join a special public match and signed and the agreement giving that the sponsor control over his image. Amir as whether the sponsor is connected to the Gali. The representative avoid answering directly. Amir independently understand that the offer may be another trap. He say he will not sign until a lawyer lead every page. Sadhu become frustrated. He say they do not have time to examine it every opportunity has so they are rich businessmen. Amit tell him that it exactly why they must be careful. Poor people often place it that the condition in front of the superior people. But Amir sport Amir and the say saving Hassan should not require them to hand their future to Ghalib. Sadhu was that the future that they will if the Hassan dies while they are reading contract. His word creates silence. He regret them immediately, but the fear behind them is real. Amir pulls Sadhu aside and reminds him that the Galu want them the divided. He says Sadhu has every night to be angry, but they cannot allow fear to turn brother against brother. Sadhu admits that he keep imagining Hassan alone in the hospital. He's afraid that they will fail him. Amir hung and say they will fail only if they stop watching, acting like a family might join them, and the three friends stand together in the middle of the crowded street. It is not a protection perfect solution, but their unity becomes the first victory of the day. Nas continue managing that the online comparison. Duration arrive from different cities and even from the people outside the country. Some large send account while others send only a few coins. Now see that the message and how many people understand the pain of being unable to pay for the medical care. The comparison is moving but they are still missing more than half of the required account. Then an person send a very large donation. The bank information is hidden and the message contain only four words. Do not trust Galib. Ask sure that the transfer to Amir they wonder whenever Tariq send it or with someone inside. Galip organization is tied to the help army showing that the money may be illegal. Accepting stolen money create another disaster. Nas agreed to ask that the bank for the information bribe privacy rule make the purpose difficult. She said they should be support their part until they understand its sources. Amir appreciated her the action. He tell her she think clearly even while dealing with her one family crisis. Nas say helping Hassan give her a lesson to think about herself. Amir asked whether she want to tell about learning she was adopted. Nas says she does, but not yet. She feels has thought that the ground beneath her has the disappearance. The people she called her the parents are still her the parents, yet every memory now carries at the question she want to know what they hid that the trust and her biological family may be. At the same time, she is afraid that searching for answer will destroy that the family she already has. Amit tell her that the trust does not live, perhaps can make painful mistake while still loving someone deeply. Nas look at him and saying he could remember this is world. When he think about Hassan action do not erase their childhood or the love between them. Amir understand that he has gently turned his one advice back toward him. He smile and Na smile too. Their closeness is quiet and the natural. Neither of them need to speak a promise. Simply standing together feel meaningful. However, someone photographed them from a car across that the street. The photograph sent the image to Yuse. When Yuse see that the photograph, his anger returned. Nas was one the person who believed him. When others doubted him, Nas will stand beside Amir. Yuse tell himself that Amir has stolen everything from him, but a small part of him knowing this is not true. He lost Nas because of his one lies. He lost trust because he trusted people like pieces in the game. Instead of the speaking responsibility, he decided to strike again. He called at the photograph and asked him to follow Naz. He wanted information about her adoption, believing that her family secret may become another weapon. Malik returned home and began collecting evidence against Yuse. He saved their message, copied voice recording, and write down the date of their meeting. She now used their made date information from her phone. If he gained access to it, she played a copy on a small memory card and hid it inside an old music box. While she worked, her younger family member entered the room unexpectedly. Malik quietly closed at the computer. Malik says she had decided to correct a terrible mistake, but doing so make everyone hate her. The family member tell her that the people usually fear that the moment before telling that the trust. More than the trust itself, when the secret is spoken, at least there is no need to keep running. Malik listened carefully. She know that the advice is right, but she also know her confession may be used by Galip and use it to harm Amir. She decided not to approach Amir until she has enough proof to show exactly what happened. She wanted him to understand that she participated in some plan but did not support the attack on Hassan or the destruction of the money. Faria watches Malik leave the house later than the day. She quietly entered at the bedroom and noticed that the music box has been moved. She does not open it, but her concern grows. Faria has past connected to the powerful people, and she recognizing the sign of the danger. She contacts someone she has not spoken into air. The person is surprised to hear her voices. Faria says she need information about Gali financial network and the man working for the user. The person warned her that asking these questions may reopen or wound. Faria answered that the wounds were never truly closed. The neighborhood football even began to take shape. A famous retired player agreed to stand after seeing Amir's speech. Local museum offered to perform without payment. Several small business promised to match that the donation controlling collected during the event. The match will take place even that the evening under temporary light. The field is old and even, but the renter cleaned it. They repaired that the seat and paint Hassan's name on a larger banner for a few event, and the fair sounding that the hospital is replaced by the moment and the purpose. Amir visited Hassan before going to the match. Hassan is unconscious connected to the machines and covered in the bandage. Amir sat beside him and speak as though Hassan can never every word. He said that the whole neighborhood is working to save him. He joked that the Hassan has finally found a way to become famous. Without securing a goal, his voice broke after that the joke. He tell Hassan that she'll still have many arguments left. Hassan must wake up and answer for his mistake. He must apologize to the people he hurt. He must also forgive himself. Amir cannot continue carrying both of their guilt. Ami places it herself that the old friendship rested beside her son's hand. It is worn and the dirty, but it represents the time before money, jealousy, and the betrayal entered their life. Ami said that the being brother does not mean protected each other from the result of every mistake. It means refusing to leave each other alone in the darkest moment. He promised Hassan that he will not be leave. A small movement appeared in Hassan's finger, but Amir does not need because he has over his head outside at the room. Zara watches through at the glass. She sees Hassan's finger moves and calls at the nurse. The doctor check him and say it meant only by a natural reaction. But he is still encouraging Tehla Zahra Amir, but he leave. He look back at Hassan and feel new strength. He tells Sadhu and Mud that the Hassan is waiting for them to finish the job. They hit toward the field together. The event drawing has a crowd much larger than another expected. People feel the street around at the field because there are not enough state television reporter arrive bringing cameras and bright light. Amir felt uncomfortable with the attention. But Nas remind him that every camera may help them reach another donor. The interior football players speak about army talent and say young people from neighborhood like Yanka deserve real opportunity. The crowd cheer as the Sadhu Martin walk onto the field wearing simple shirt with Hassan name. Yusuf watches that the event from his car. Galib told him to remain away, but he cannot stop himself from coming. He sees Nas standing near Amir and the Malik helping at the donation table. He feels abandoned by everyone. His driver asks whether they should leave. Yusuf say no. He wants to see how far the army will go. Unknowing to him, Tariq is also present. Tariq notices Yuse's car and understands that the table may be closed. The match began with energy. Amir has no trained poverty because of the everything that happened, but his natural skill is still clear. The crowd reactions is the every movement said to play with aggression while might keep that the team organized for a brief time. They become a boy, they were become like separated their dream. Their passes show air of understanding. Amir scored the first goal and point toward Hassan banner since he is so celebrating for himself. During the break, Nas checked the donation total. They are much closer but still missing a serious amount. Then the Gallipoli publicity cameras turned toward him as he walked onto the field carrying a document. He now said that no young man should live his life before of the memory. He say his company is prepared to cover every remaining medical cost. Some people applaud, but the residents of this younger remain suspicious. Amir turned toward him and asked when he want in return. Galib smiled for the camera and saying kindness does not always require payment. Amir responded that the Ghalib has never done everything without expecting control. Ghalib asked whether Amir is willing to risk Hassan's life because of their personal pride. The reporter moved closer. Ghalib now he has placed Amir in a different position. Rejected that the hospital make Amir appear selfish while accepting it may place Galib power. Nas to the read the document. Galib said there is no need because it only a purpose of this sport. Nas take it everywhere. He quietly noticed similar pages attack behind that the public donation accepted. The conditions involve a long sport contract limit on Amir public statement and an agreement to call a claim against Ghali family. Nas read that the important part allowed the crown become angry. Ghali Jr.'s public act is exposed as a trap. Ghali say contract always contain normal legal term. Amir tells him that Hassan's life is not for sale. Gali replied that the brave boy will not pay the doctor. Amir said the neighborhood has holding done more for the Hassan is wanted than the Galib has done for anyone that is interior life. Galib warned him that hope does not change number. Amir answered that he would rather fail beside honest people that survive by becoming Gali property. At the moment, an old shopkeeper walked toward and placed that the key to his shop in the donation box. He said that the property is small but it belonging to him and he is willing to sell it. A woman removed gold bracelet from her hands and returned to the box. A taxi driver offered his the car. Other began promise itself then they steal. Amir become emotional and tell them to stop. He cannot allow family to lose their homes and the work. The shopkeeper say Hassan belonged to the neighborhood and the neighborhood will decide what it is willing to give. The camera capture everything. All required that the situation has turned against him. His offer now look cruel rather than the generous. They quietly tell Amir that the public love disappearance quickly when Bill arrives. Amir answered that fear also disappears when the people stand together. Ghalib leaped at the field, but before entering his car, he looked toward user vehicle. His warriors then the user ignores his order to steal away. The second half of the bench began. The original file should be hidden by in user private computer. Amir asked whether she know how to reach it. Malik says she once said that the password, but getting close to the computer will be dangerous. Tariq warned that the interior user property without permission could damage their case. Malik replied that he does not may not to be entered. User might hurt them the evidence himself if they can evidence him that the Gali planned to sacrifice him. Unknowing to him, the user is already driving towards the uncle. He cried a small bag containing document, money, and a second hard drive. Ghalib's security vehicle follow him from the distance. User now her father will not allow him to speak freely. He called Nas, but she does not answer because she is working with Amir and the police. He then called Malik. When she answered, he said he has proof that can clean Amir and destroy Ghalib. Malik asked what they should trust him. Users said they should be trust him, but they should listen. He tell her to meet him alone at the old football ground where Amir and the Hassan first play. Malik refuses to come. Malik uses and Ghalib men are following him and the group will attract attention. He give her to the time and the call and but she can agree. Malik tell that the order about the conversation. Amir believe it may be a trap. Tariq say users sounded frightened during their last meeting. Nas point out that even a frightened person can remain dangerous. They decide Malik should be meet him alone. The police cannot officially act without more information, so Amir asked Mar to watch the ground from my hidden position while Tariq track Gali vehicle. Before the plan can begin, a nurse called him back. Hassan has asked to speak with Amir again. When Amir returned, Hassan is holding his grandmother letter. He say a nurse helped him open it because it could not wait. The letter revealed that the Gali was not the only person responsible for destroying his football future. Someone from the uncle accepted money and provided from information about Hassan's health. Amir asked for the name. Hassan looked at him with fear and disbelief. He said that the person named in his letter is someone they have trusted their entire life, but he can continue the machines. Began him sounded again. The doctor ordered Amir out of the room. Amir is left in the corridor without hearing that the name. At the same moment, Malik reaches that the old football ground. The field is empty and recovered by the darkness. Users stand near the goal where they once played as the children. Her bag had the bags and if it contained proof that Ghalib ordered that the factory attack created the false video and fired the person who destroyed Hassan's football career. Malik asked why he is going it done. Users say he spent his life believe power would perfect it. Insists it turned into someone he has no longer recognized. He does not ask for forgiveness because he has not earned it. He only wants one changing to act without Ghalib choice for him. Malik asked Twitter the bag contained every piece of the evidence. Users said that the most important file is on the hard drive, including the name of the person inside. The uncle who worked with the Ghalib vehicle appeared at the far end of the street. Usually, Ghalib men have found him. He tell Malik to run. He said they should leave together, but Jose pushes the bag into her and civilian man steps from the vehicle. One rises a weapon marked hidden behind the old seat, calls Amir and the police. Malik ran toward the side gate as a short break at the silence. Amir heard that the gun should throw. Mud full wheel surrounded is the hospital corridor. At the first time, the doctor rushed around Hassan's bed, trying to keep it stable. Amir is trapped between two disasters. Hassan say may be close to revealing that the traitor inside their homes, while Mart and the user Amir may be in deadly danger. At the football ground, Nas take Amir's hand and tell him they must make a decision quickly. Amir looked toward Hassan's room, then toward that the hospital assist. His face showed that the full weight of being responsible for people he loved. The next move may save one trust but lose another. As police silence rises the distance and another shot is heard through the phone. Amir ran toward the door, leaving there the identity of the uncle hidden, traitor unanswerable. The section ends with the Malik hidden behind a wall and hiding the ball against her chest. Mud travels through the darkness trying to reach her. Usually lie near the center of the old football field, but it is not clear whether the worries take him. Ghalib man searches that the area while a fire began near the wooden seat at the hospital. Hassan opened at his eyes and whispered the traitor name to Zara. Her face turned faint when she heard it. She looked through the glass toward the empty corridor while Amir has been standing and said that the trust will tear their family apart. They form that opening section of the new 6 sections, approximately 42,000 world secret, with each section played at the ground 700 word Altı, Üstü, Istanbul, the name behind the secret. In the next episode of Altı, Üstü, Istanbul, the sound of the guns will spread across the old football ground. For one terrible moment, Malik cannot move. She holds the evidence bag tightly against her chest while smoke rises from the wooden seat behind her. Mart is hidden near the side wall, trying to understand where the shooter is. Uzi is lying on the wet grass near the center of the field. His body is still and the darkness make it impossible to see whether he has been hit. Gali may begin moving toward Malik because they now she has the document. Their leader ordered her to pull down the bag. Malik take a step backward, but the wall beside her leaves no step. She understands that the running in the straight line will make her an easy target. Mer pickup has a broken pieces of wood and throw it through at the opposite of the field. The suddenly noises making choice. Two of the men then they heard Mer uses this a few seconds of run behind the goal. A second shows its fire and the bullet hit the metal box and create a sharp ringing sound. Mud reaches Malik and pull her behind a cigarette bench. He asks whether she has been hurt. Malik says she is fine but her hands are shaking badly. Mud tells her to stay low and gave him the bag. She refuses. Began user trusted her with the it. Mud said this is not the time to discuss trust. The evidence must survive even when they do it. At the hospital, Amir is running through the main interiors while listening to the sound coming from Mud's phone. Nas follows closely beside him. Tariq is already yelling at the police and sending them the location. Samir wants to drive but his hands are shaking with the anger. So Nas takes the key. They enter the car and Nas drives faster than she even has before. Amir keeps asking Mud to answer but there is broken noises, full stop and distant shorties. Amir tells him to stay hidden until that the police arrive. Mud whispered that the Malik has the evidence and Yusuf may have been shot and the connection suddenly and Amir hit at the dashboard in the frustration. Nas tells him to control himself because panic will not help anyone. Amir says he left Hassan at the hospital at the possible moment and now his other friend may also be dying. Nas reminds him that Hassan is surrounded by the doctor and Zahra is with him. Malik and Mir need them now. Amir looked at the Nas and asked why every part of his life seemed to end with someone he mean love placed in the danger. Nas said it is because Ghalib attract people instead of fighting honesty. She tell Amir not to carry Ghalib guilt. The blame to the person who sent armed men after young people. No to the person trying to stop him. Back at the football ground, Ghalib men divided into two groups. One group moved toward Malik and the mud, while the other checked Yusuf. Their leader kneeled beside him and see blood on his shift. Yusuf opened his eyes and grabbed the man's wrist. He is alive and that the bullet has the pass sword at the upper part of his arm. Yusuf asked whether his father ordered them to kill him. The man said Ghalib ordered them to uncover the evidence and bring Yusuf home. Yusuf laughed bitterly and said that a bird in a strange way to bring someone home. The man told him that the shore was only a warning. Yusuf replied that the warning do not usually fall in a person's body. Nas yelled at the man toward him and take the weapon from his hand. Because of the pain in his arm, he never stopped it, but he managed to stand. He ordered that the other to move away from Malik and Mert. The man hesitated. The leader told Yuse he is injured and the confused. Yuse pointed at the weapon toward the ground near the man's feet and the fire dust drive into the air. He said that the next shot will not be warning. The man, knowing that the Gali may still protect his son, dispute his order so that they push. They give Malik and Mert a chain to move toward the side gate. Mert say Yuse to come with them, but Yuse say he will slow down. Malik refuses to leave him. She now he has done terrible thing, but she cannot allow him to die. After that, they give evidence that they save Amir. Yuse become angry and tell her not to turn his decision into a romantic act. He do not now eat for her love. He did it because he finally understood that the Gali will destroy everyone, including his one son. Malik say his reason does not matter at that the moment. He is bleeding and the field is burning. An armed man was surrounded man. They either live together or either trap together. Police sirens because louder in the distance. Gali men knowing they have only a short time. The leader order everyone to take the bag and leave Yuse behind. Mercy, a narrow opening near the changing room. He tell Malik to run through it and wait near the old street market. He will help you. Say Malik does not want to separate it, but Mar pushes her forward. She runs while pending forward low, following that the bag beneath her the cord. One of the Ghalib men follow her. Mar step into his part, annoying him against the fence. The attractor pushes Mart into the stomach, but Mart hold on the until reaches him. Them users stated at the attractor with the empty side of the weapon. Mart look at him with surprise. Users say they can hurt each other later at the moment. They have the same enemy. Mart places Yuse held the arm across his shoulder and helped them toward at the gate. Behind them, the fire spread across that the wooden seat. The old field where Amir Hassan said where Mart was buried. Their dream is slowly disappearing under smoke and the flame. User look back and realized that the Ghalib has again destroyed something important because he could not control it. NASCAR reaches at the street beside the field just as the police arrive. Amir jumped out before the car fully stopped. Nas shot at him to wait, but he ran toward at the gate. An officer blocked him and said that the area is dangerous. Amir tell him his friends are inside. Before the officer can reply, Malik come running from the market door. She is covered in dust but still carrying that the bag. Amir grabbed her the shoulder and asked where Mert is. Malik say he stay behind to help Yuse. Amir looked toward that the burden fell and immediately tried to enter. Now stop him, she said that the police are already going inside. Amir cannot help his friend by becoming another person who needs rescue. He find against her trap for the moment, but then he heard calling his name. Mert appeared through that the smoke, spotting Yuse and Amir ran to them. Mert faces is the bruise and Yuse's shirt is covered with blood. Amir takes Yuse other side and together they carry him away from the gate. Yuse weakly tell her not to think this make them brother. Amir say he has enough different brother already. Paramedics play Yuse on a stretcher. A police officer asks who shot him, but the Yuse looked toward that the remaining man arrested and saying he did not clearly see that the shooter. Amir now that the user is eating something, he asks why he refuses to name Ghalib. User answered that the excusing Ghalib without a complete plan will only allow him to accept again. The evidence in Malik's bag is more important than his statement. He tells Amir to protect it. Amir says Malik already give it to the police. User closes his eyes and said that may be the first intelligent decision any of them has made. While that the treat User, Malik explained what happened. She usually arranged that the meeting because he wanted to give them proof that the Ghalib created the false video, ordered the attack on the donations money and by someone in Zianka to destroy Hassan's future football? Amir asked with her. He said the name. Malik said she did not have time to open the file. Yusuf warned her that the Ghalib men were following him almost immediately. Amir looked toward the evidence bag now held by the police. He now that the name inside may change that the neighborhood forever. Tariq arrived and speak with the lead officer. He said that the file must be copied in front of the witness because Ghalib had influences inside many offices. The officer is often and said that the police do not work for the Ghalib. Tariq replied that he did not accusing that the interior department, but one dishonest person is enough to make evidence disappear. Nas support him and asked for the written record of every project taken from the bag. After some resistance, the officer agreed to release the hard drive, bank record, and audio recording photograph and the small notebook filled with data. Amir received a call from Zara. Her voice sounded weak. He said Hassan is stable again, but the verified work and said that the name written in his neighborhood verified. Later, Amir asked who his was. Zara remained silent. Amir repeated the questions, but Zara says she cannot tell her. Over the phone, she asked them to return at the hospital. Amir understands from her tone that the answer is somewhere close. He tells Nas that they must go. Mert stays with the police to explain what happened while Malik is taken to the station to continue her statement. Yusuf is placed in the ambulance crate. Police guard during the drive back. Amir remembers many persons who has access to Hassan as a child. He thinks of shopkeeper, coaches, neighbor, teachers and the family friend. Nas tell him not to decide the person guilt before hearing that the some trust, full trust is an anterior future was taken from it. For his medical report made people believe he could not continue in football. After that, Hassan lost hope and began hiding everyone who succeeds. Nas said that the person responsible might answer for the damage, but Hattie will not return the lost heirs. Amir said justice may not change at the past, but silence will make the same crime possible again. When they reach the hospital, Zara is sitting alone outside Hassan's room. Her face is pale and the letter is folding in her hand. Amir sits beside her and asks for the name. Zara tells her that the letter excused Rami. Amir stands immediately. He believes she must have read it incorrectly. Rami was one of the few people who spotted them when the interior neighborhood has lost soap. He helped Amir search for the treatment money and guided them through many problems. Zara says Hassan's grandmother clearly wrote that the Rami accepted money from Gali people and gave the football academy a false report about Hassan's health. Nas asked whether the letter contained evidence. Zara said it mentioned a bank payment, a meeting date, and the name of the doctor who signed that the report. Hassan's grandmother learned that the trust heir later but was afraid to speak because Ghalib written that the family she planned to gather stronger proof become comforting Rami. But her health becomes stronger worse. Zahra says she should have given the letter to her dear much earlier. Hamid tells her that the responsibility belongs to this is who create the crime, not by the woman who was threatened by powerful people. Amit tell away from the room because he cannot breathe calmly. Rami was not only a helper, he was a man Amit respected. He thought that the boy how to repair the football field, focused them, used fuses and protected them during fight. Ami remembered Rami telling Hassan that life sometimes closes one road as someone can open. When now this feel cruel, Rami may have knowing that he personally helped close Hassan's most important road. Now follow Ami and see anger growing in his eyes. He asked what he planned to do. Ami said he will find Rami and damage the trust. Nas tell him to wait until they check that the evidence. Ami said Hassan is laying in a hospital because everyone keep asking him to wait. Nas stand in front of him and refuses to move. She said comforting Rami while filled with the rage may destroy that the chain to learn what really happened. Rami may learn lie or hurt himself. They need to approach him carefully. Ami said carefully planned have been stopping Ghalib so far. Naz answered that becoming careless with only Ghalib another victory. Zahra joined them and said Rami should be asked to come off the hospital if he sees Hassan. Perhaps he will speak honestly. Amir agreed, but he refused to tell him personally. Zahra made at the call. Rami answered quietly and asked about Hassan's condition. Zahra say Hassan off the walk of the short time and they need Rami help. She does not mention the letter. Rami promised to arrive within 30 minutes. When the call and Zahra began crying and says she has known him of most of her life and cannot understand how he could have carried such a secret. While they wait, the doctor allows Amir to enter Hassan's room. Hassan is weak but awake. Amir sits beside him and wakes with her understand that the letter cracked evilly. Hassan slowly said Rami's name, his eyes filled with pain. He said he remembered Rami taking him to the medical examinations a year ago. Rami stayed outside the room and later told him that the doctor had discovered a dangerous heart problem. Hassan was removed from the academy immediately. He believed his body has betrayed him. He stopped training and became angry with her. He said Amir playing. Amir tell Hassan that they will learn that the complete trust. Hassan asked with her complete return that his word. He said every terrible choices he made began with the belief that his dream was the death. Amir replied that the Ghalib and Rami may have pushed him into darkness, but they did not control every decision after that. Hassan turned his face away and said he already knew he is not trying to silence responsibility. He simply wants someone to admit that his pain was real. For years, people called him jealous, lazy, and unstable. Nobody believed that someone has been stolen from him. Amir said he believed him now. Hassan answered that belief has arrived very late. Amir accepted that the world without defecting himself. He apologized of judging Hassan. Before Hassan said an apologize will not repair everything, but it is more than he expected. He then asked Amir not to kill Rami. Amir is shocked by the request. Hassan said he now Amir angry if Amir refuses. Amir must allow to the law to decide what happened. Hassan does not wait his chance in life to begin with another person's blood. Rami arrived at the hospital carrying food and clothes clean to the friend to speak to the nurse before entering the waiting area. When he see Amir, Naz and Zahra standing slightly, he immediately sensed that someone is wrong. He asked whether Hassan's condition has become worse. Zahra held the letter. Amir face is changing because she say a word. Amir noticed that the reaction understand that the association is properly true. Rami asked to sit. Rami said he preferred to stand. Amir read part of the letter aloud, including the date of the payment and the doctor named Rami. Closing his eyes, Nas asked whether the information is correct. Rami does not answer. Amir moved closer and asked again. Rami finally said the story is complicated that the letter suggested. Amir grabbed the front of his coat but remember Hassan's request. He releases him and says complicated is a word guilty person use. When the trust is simpler, Rami asked to see Hassan before explaining. Amir refused to say. Rami lost the right to stand near Hassan what he told his future. Rami said he did not take the money for himself. Ghalib returned to business across younger and sent liberal young men to the prisoner for the crime. They do not commit at the moment a fight near Ghalib warehouse led one of his guards badly injured. Ghalib planned to blame Amir's older cousin and two neighborhood boys. Rami was choices are given provided false information about her son or why three family lost their son. Amir said Rami should have told that the neighborhood they all helped together. Rami replied that the Hassan was a child and that the neighborhood was already struggling. Ghalib had police report, witness and the lawyer ready. Rami believed Hassan would fight another part. He told himself one football career was a similar price. Then three prisoners sentenced. Nas asked about the money. Rami said Ghali forced him to accept a payment so there would be evidence that he had accepted from greed. Rami never spent it. He hid the money in an account and later used part of it to help Hassan family secretly. Zahra says secret help does not remove that the betrayal. Remy agree. He says he watches Hassan lose confidence, become angry and pushes away everyone who loves him. Every year the guilt become heavier. He wanted to confuse many times, but Galip remind him that the old case could be reopened. Remy also feared that the Hassan would attack Galib and destroy his one life. Amir asked why Remy helped them secretly. Remy said he was trying to correct a wrong without having the courage to name it. He now understands that hidden kindness cannot clean a hidden crime. Hassan's room door opened and a nurse said he wants Remy to enter. Amir is surprised that the Hassan hears their voice. Amir steps toward the room, but Amir blocks him again. Hassan speaks quickly from inside and tells Amir to let him pass. Amir enters alone through the glass. Amir says he stands beside the bed when his lead load. Hassan does not show. The quietness is more painful than anger. Remy brings speaking, but the other cannot hear that the world inside the room. Remy admits everything. He tells Hassan that the medical report was false and his hand was healthy. He says Galib selected another prayer. Family has business connection. Removing Hassan created space in the academy and protected Galip plan. Hassan asked why Remy never gave him a new medical test. Remy said Galip arranged record across several hospitals. He also treated Hassan's grandmother. Remy was to the frightened to challenge that the system openly. Hassan said Remy allowed fair to choices that the direction of another person's life. Remy being crying, he said there is no apologize large enough. Hassan agreed. He called Remy that he spent believing his one body has entered his dream. He hated Amir because Amir continued playing. He hated himself because he thought B was weak. Remy said Hassan can hide him inside. Hassan replied, the hatred has already taken too much from him. He does not know whether he can forgive Remy, but he will not allow Remy so guilt to control the rest of his life. By asking Remy to tell that the police everything and testify against Galib. Rami promised to do it. Hassan said promise and easy in hospital room. The real test will come when Galip threatens his again. Rami answered that he has already lost his honor in the eyes of the people he loves. He has nothing left to protect except that the trust. Hassan tells him that honesty does not erase that the past, but it may stop another child from losing a future. Remy leaves at the room and asks Amir to take him to the police station. Before they leave, Tariq Al-Nas said that the officer has opened the file from using her device. The evidence supports Remy's story. They are copying of the false report payment and through her